3, 2, 1, start. A comparative reading of the said provision as it existed earlier to the amendment and the one after amendment would clearly indicate that the consideration of an issue and its disposal as preliminary issue has now been made permissible only in limited cases. In the unamended code, the categorization was only between issues of law and of fact, and it was mandatory for the court to try the issues of law in the first instance and to postpone the settlement of issues of fact until after the issues of law had been determined. On the other hand, in the amended provision, there is a mandate to the court that notwithstanding that a case may be disposed of on a preliminary issue, the court has to pronounce judgment on all the issues. The only exception to this is contained in sub-rule. This sub-rule relaxes the mandate to a limited extent by conferring discretion upon the court that if the court is of opinion that the case or any part thereof may be disposed of on an issue of law only, it may try that issue first. The exercise of the discretion is further limited to the contingency that the issue to be so tried must relate to the jurisdiction of the court or a bar to the suit created by a law in force. The moot question, therefore, that falls for consideration is as to whether courts shall be guided by the provisions of Order 14, Rule 2 of the Code of Civil Procedure or Section 9A of the Code as amended by Maharashtra Amendment Act. In the matter of deciding the objection with regard to jurisdiction of the court, which concern the bar of limitation as a preliminary issue, indisputably the subject of civil procedure, including all matters included in the Code of Civil Procedure, is placed under entry 1.3 in the concurrent list of the 7 scheduled appended to the Constitution of India. After Section 9A of Maharashtra Amendment Act stood repealed by Section 97 of the CPC Amendment Act of 1976, being inconsistent with the code, the state legislature of Maharashtra felt that certain amendments made by the earlier state amendment acts were and required to be continued. To leave no room for confusion as to whether the state amendments continued to be in force or repealed, Section 9A was again reenacted with the assent of the bill.